Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelly, and today I want to talk about some tips to sticking to the carnivore diet. And I decided to make this video because I'm not perfect and I definitely haven't been perfectly carnivore for 5 months or since whenever I started in August. Definitely have had some hiccups. And so if this is you, you're not alone. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure there's some perfect carnivores out there. So yeah, my journey hasn't been perfect. I've been doing carnivore since August. In October, I ended up getting pregnant, and then I ended up having a miscarriage at almost 8 weeks. I have a video on that if you are interested. But through the pregnancy, I wasn't perfect carnivore because I was super nauseous, so I was having like grain-free granola bars and like some fruit and some plain popcorn. And then, so that happened, and obviously it was a very sad time. I ended up getting back to carnivore, and then it ended up being Christmas, and I was just, sad that I wasn't pregnant anymore. So then I got tempted with like C's candy and I went down that rabbit hole. I only had a couple, okay? Didn't go insane or like on a crazy binge or anything, but it's bad to relate food to your emotions and like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm not pregnant anymore, so I'm gonna eat C's candy. That was just a bad idea, but I know that there's probably a lot of people that do this. It's like, oh, I lost my job or I'm having a bad day, so I'm gonna eat like crap now. And you don't want to do that. Definitely try not to relate your food to your emotions because that doesn't get you anywhere. Because then you're just going to be jobless or not pregnant, and now you've eaten like crap, so now you feel like crap, and now you've gained weight, and you're like even more sad. So definitely binging on food is not going to make anything better. Only in the moment will you feel like, this is great. And then you'll be like, why did I do this? Is anyone like this? Like, you eat something and you're just like, I'm gonna eat this, and then you eat it and then you're just like, what is wrong with me? Why did I do that? Because then you trigger your cravings and then you make things even harder for yourself. So don't do what I've done and just stick with what you're supposed to do. But anyways, my first tip is to remember why you're carnivore. For me, it's health reasons. It's the joint pain that happens when I'm not carnivore. It's the bloating. It's my energy. Just how I feel in general. I feel better eating carnivore. So for me, I know that I'm going to have joint pain and issues if I don't stick to carnivore. So that's one main motivator. The second thing that definitely helps staying carnivore is planning ahead. Like, for example, if you know you're going, like this past weekend, I went to Supercross, which is like a motocross race. I knew I was going to this, so I ate a huge ginormous meal before I went because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to find dinner there because I also have celiac disease. So it's not like I can just go order a plain burger patty from wherever. Everything's cross-contaminated and I could easily get sick. So I don't have the luxury of just stopping wherever and just getting the meat plain because it still could be cross-contaminated. So anyways, I ate a huge meal before I went and I brought some beef sticks and because I knew I'd probably want a snack like later on, and I was fine. I didn't need beef sticks till like 8 or 9 at night, and yeah, that was my day. I planned ahead. I just enjoyed my time there and everything went as planned. But if I had not eaten before I went and I was starving, I would probably try and resort to eating chips or something, because as a celiac, that's probably all I could find that I could eat. So plan ahead, call the restaurant ahead if you're going out to eat, plan what you're gonna eat, or just eat ahead and then eat something small when you're out that's carnivore. Another tip would be to make a variety of meals. I know people think when it comes to just eating meat that that's gonna be boring, but if you add in different variety, for me, I like the same things. Like, I'm that type of person that I'm fine with having chicken thighs, butter, and ground beef for lunch like all week. Like, that's fine for me. But my husband, who's trying to do like keto-ish, he likes different things every day. So like for him, I'm making like stuffed bell peppers and chicken wings and burgers with bacon and avocado and ranch, like a variety. But for me, I just stick to simple. But it just depends on the type of person that you are. If you need variety, then try different cheeses, or try different, you could try different seasonings or the way that you're cooking it. I know some people on carnivore don't use different seasonings, and I'm pretty much one of those people. If you didn't see my last video, a lot of seasonings are contaminated with gluten, and I can't have gluten. So I stick to salt mostly. But anyways, you could switch it up by adding seasonings if you're doing that. Sauces, not so much carnivore, but if you're like ketovore, I guess that'd be fine. But you'd be surprised, there's so many different ways that you could cook things. Another thing you could do is get a smoker, and if you can't get a smoker, can't afford a smoker, you could get like a griddle or a new cast iron pan. Like, there are reasonable ways that you could cook things differently. An Instapot, crock pot, so many different options. Air fryer, which I'm looking for a new air fryer. If you guys have any recommendations, I currently have the Kosori air fryer. I actually have two of them because one's gluten-free, one's not gluten-free. If you're celiac, you know the struggle. You have to have everything separate, separate pans, separate everything, because my husband eats gluten. So, well, not on his diet right now, but normally he eats gluten. But anyways, I read that the air fryers, the non-stick part is like toxic. So I'm looking to get a stainless steel air fryer, and I just want to know everyone's suggestions. Is the Ninja Flip one, is that one really non-toxic? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, changing up what you're cooking or how you're cooking it definitely will help add a little bit of variety into your diet, and then you won't get bored, I guess. And lastly, I know this is kind of like the first tip, but just remember how you're gonna feel if you eat something that's crappy. Like, just think about it before you eat that C's candy or before you eat that bun. Think about the bloating and the swelling that's gonna happen and the stomach ache, and think, is that really worth it? Because if you actually put yourself to it, you'll realize that you probably don't want to go through it, and you'll continue on and you'll be like, wow, it's great to feel nice today. And that's what I've noticed. And also, if you sway from your diet, and I've noticed this, if with that night that I had the C's candy, after I had the C's candy, I wanted like crackers, and like, it's like the second you start on one thing, if you have an addictive personality, like, I feel like the only thing I'm addicted to is like junk food. So like, the second you get a taste of C's candy, it's like drugs. You're like, what else can I have? And then you want another C's candy, and you want a cookie, and you want crackers and like chips. And that's just kind of how things go for me. Anytime, like even the last few days, like I had a banana And I feel like I do okay with banana, but then I have cracker or like gluten-free, grain-free graham crackers. Okay, then I have like it's an ongoing thing. Like once you get a taste of it, you just want more and want more, and then now you've eaten crap and your taste buds are thrown off and you don't want your steak for dinner, and it's like a whole thing. So save yourself the time and the pain and just stick with what you know makes you feel good, and just know what type of person you are. If you can have one C's candy and get away with it every now and then by all means do it. But I don't know a lot of people that can just have one C's candy. So yeah, in conclusion, just remind yourself why you're doing this, and always be prepared and just think ahead. Just, yeah, always know your why. And if people ever question you, like, just ignore them. You know what makes you feel best, and just stick doing what works for you. And you don't have to be perfect carnivore if you want to do ketovore or whatever. I I still would like to figure out if I could have a little bit of one fruit and not have the allergies come back. But I haven't been able to really fully experiment with that because every time I have fruit, then I end up eating something else like crackers. So it's like a spiral effect. So I guess for now, I'm just gonna stick to carnivore, try and follow my own tips, and yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, I would love it if you would subscribe. And I also have an Instagram. It's at Gluten Free with Shelly, and you can follow me on there. And I'll see you next time.